Good evening and thank you for joining us. We have new and troubling revelations about the investigation into allegations of inappropriate behavior at the military's highest level. Global News has learned how the Canadian Forces found out about the sexual misconduct allegation that forced the newly minted Chief of the Defence Staff, Admiral McDonald, to step aside while an investigation is ongoing. In our top story tonight, a whistleblower comes forward with claims about what the Defence Minister's office knew. Our Ottawa Bureau Chief Stephenson has the exclusive details. Mercedes?
Allegations against Admiral McDonald surfaced in Victoria, BC on February 3rd, one day after Global News revealed sexual misconduct accusations against General Jonathan Vance. A confidential source with direct knowledge of the matter tells Global News Lieutenant Commander Raymond Trotter, a 21-year veteran of the Royal Canadian Navy, was approached by a female subordinate. The source says the woman described an incident from roughly a decade ago when Admiral McDonald was a multinational task force commander in Canada's north. Trotter was obligated to report what he heard. But finding the right authority to flag the allegations to revealed the challenges faced by victims and whistleblowers when trying to come forward. The source says Trotter was bounced between offices, starting with the military's Sexual Misconduct Response Center, which told him it could not receive reports of sexual misconduct. The source says that Trotter contacted the Office for the Minister of National Defence, saying he had allegations against the Chief of the Defence Staff. According to the source, the office passed him to a civil servant who promised to brief the minister. A spokesperson for Minister Sajjan says at no point did the source speak with political staff and would not comment on whether or not they were aware of the call or brief the minister. Ultimately, the source says Trotter reported the allegation to military police. Roughly 3 weeks after Trotter notified those authorities, Defence Minister Harjit Sajjan announced McDonald was stepping aside, citing a police investigation. In a statement to Global News, McDonald said, "As there is an ongoing investigation and on the advice of legal counsel, I am not making any statements at this time." After Trotter came forward, two sources say he received 2 calls from men using blocked numbers. He did not recognize their voices, but they identified themselves as senior members of the military and government. Both warned him against testifying with the information he had and said doing so would jeopardize his military career. Global News has learned that opposition members of the Commons Defence Committee plan to subpoena Trotter when the committee meets Monday, part of a push to expand its study into sexual misconduct in the military. Defence Minister Harjit Sajjan has insisted that any complaints brought to his office have always been handled properly.
Any allegations or any information that were brought forward was always quickly and taken to the appropriate authorities for the appropriate action.
Two sources say Trotter also reported a second allegation unrelated to the incident of alleged sexual misconduct concerning McDonald. That incident allegedly involved comments made by senior naval officers about sexual bondage, referencing 50 Shades of Grey. According to sources, the comments were made during a Zoom call attended by more than 100 naval officers. One source says Trotter quickly received blowback, including from his chain of command. Robin?
Mercedes Stephenson with this exclusive story.